The first rule of street fighting is simple. There are no rules. Unlike the controlled environment of a boxing ring or a martial arts dojo, a street fight is a chaotic and unpredictable affair. Forget fair play, forget Queensberry rules. The street is unforgiving. In a sanctioned fight, opponents generally share a similar skill level and adhere to a strict set of regulations. The environment is controlled, the objective clear. Fighters train for months, sometimes years, honing their skills, perfecting their techniques, and preparing mentally and physically for the bout. They know their opponent, study their moves, and strategize accordingly. Not so on the street. Your opponent could be anyone, with any level of training, armed with any manner of weapon. This unpredictability is what makes street fights so dangerous. There are no referees to break up the fight, no doctors on standby. It's a raw, visceral experience where survival often hinges on instinct and a healthy dose of fear. In the ring, there are rules to ensure the safety of the fighters. There are weight classes to ensure fairness and referees to enforce the rules. Medical staff are always on hand to provide immediate assistance if needed. The fighters are well prepared, both physically and mentally, for the challenge ahead. On the streets, however, there are no such guarantees. The environment is unpredictable, the stakes are higher, and the consequences can be severe. A street fight can erupt without warning, and there is no time to prepare or strategize. It's a test of survival where quick thinking and adaptability are crucial. The street is a harsh and unforgiving place. There are no second chances, no rematches. It's a fight for survival, where the only rule is to stay alive. The unpredictability of the situation adds to the danger, making every moment a potential threat. In a street fight, anything can happen. Your opponent could be a seasoned fighter or a desperate individual with nothing to lose. They could be armed with a knife, a bat, or even a gun. The element of surprise is always present, and you must be ready for anything. This unpredictability is what makes street fights so dangerous. There are no referees to break up the fight, no doctors on standby. It's a raw, visceral experience where survival often hinges on instinct and a healthy dose of fear. The adrenaline rush can be overwhelming, and the stakes are life and death. In the end, a street fight is a test of survival. It's about who can adapt the quickest, who can think on their feet, and who can stay calm under pressure. It's a brutal and unforgiving environment where only the strong survive. It's a raw, visceral experience where survival often hinges on instinct and a healthy dose of fear. The unpredictability, the lack of rules, and the high stakes make street fighting a dangerous and daunting challenge. But for those who can navigate this chaotic world, it can also be a test of true strength and resilience. Martial arts techniques can be invaluable in a street fight. Knowing how to disarm an opponent, how to use their momentum against them, and how to strike effectively can make the difference between life and death. Techniques like Krav Maga, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai are particularly effective in these unpredictable scenarios. Scenarios practiced in martial arts dojos, such as defending against multiple attackers or escaping from holds, can provide a crucial edge. The ability to stay calm, assess the situation, and react quickly is honed through rigorous training and can be a lifesaver on the streets. Remember, the street is an unpredictable battleground. Incorporating martial arts techniques into your self-defense strategy can give you the tools you need to survive. Stay alert, stay prepared, and always be ready to adapt to the ever-changing dynamics of a street fight. The chaotic nature of street fights is further amplified by the potential for the unexpected. In the blink of an eye, what seems like a minor altercation can escalate into a full-blown brawl, with bystanders getting caught in the crossfire. The unpredictability of these situations makes them particularly dangerous. Surprise attacks, environmental hazards, and multiple attackers can all dramatically shift the balance of power. A seemingly quiet alley can hide numerous threats, from hidden attackers to slippery surfaces that can cause you to lose your footing. The urban environment is filled with potential hazards that can be exploited by those looking to gain the upper hand. Imagine this: you're walking down a dimly lit street when someone jumps out from an alleyway. Your heart races. The suddenness of the attack leaves you momentarily paralyzed, your mind struggling to process the situation. In that split second, your reaction can mean the difference between safety and harm. Your mind struggles to catch up. The shock and confusion can be overwhelming, making it difficult to think clearly or react appropriately. This is exactly what the attacker is counting on. Your hesitation gives them the advantage. This is the element of surprise, and it can be a powerful weapon in the hands of an aggressor. The ability to catch someone off guard can turn the tide of any confrontation. An aggressor who can maintain the element of surprise can control the situation, dictating the terms of the encounter. Add to this the potential for distractions, a sudden loud noise, a staged altercation, even a seemingly innocent bystander who turns out to be an accomplice. And you have a recipe for disaster. These distractions can divert your attention, making it even harder to defend yourself. The chaos of the environment can be manipulated to the aggressor's advantage. However, martial arts techniques can help you stay focused and use the environment to your advantage. Multiple attackers can quickly overwhelm even the most skilled fighter. The sheer number of opponents can create a sense of hopelessness as you struggle to fend off attacks from all directions. Each additional attacker increases the complexity of the situation, making it nearly impossible to defend against every threat. In such scenarios, the odds are heavily stacked against you, emphasizing the importance of staying vigilant and prepared for the unexpected. Martial arts techniques such as quick strikes and evasive maneuvers can be crucial in these moments, helping you maintain balance and control. While the unpredictable nature of street violence makes it inherently dangerous, understanding the psychology of aggression can offer a crucial advantage. By learning to read the subtle cues and signals of an aggressor, you can anticipate their actions and react accordingly. Think of it as a storm brewing. Dark clouds gather, the wind picks up, and distant thunder rumbles. These are the warning signs, and just like a seasoned sailor, a streetwise individual can learn to recognize and interpret them. This isn't about becoming paranoid or seeing danger around every corner. It's about developing a heightened sense of awareness, a sixth sense for potential trouble. One of the most reliable indicators of aggressive intent is body language. An aggressor's posture, facial expressions, and even their smallest movements can betray their true intentions. A puffed-up chest, clenched fists, and a rigid, squared-off stance are all classic signs of aggression. Facial expressions can be equally telling. Look for narrowed eyes, flared nostrils, and a tightened jaw. These are all signs that someone is preparing for a fight. Micro-movements, those subtle, almost imperceptible gestures we make unconsciously, can also reveal a great deal. A darting gaze, a slight shift in weight, a quick touch to the face. These can all be signs of anxiety, fear, or aggression. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and in a confrontation, they can also be a window into someone's level of aggression. The intensity and focus of a person's gaze can reveal a lot about their intentions and emotional state. When someone locks eyes with you in a tense situation, it can feel like they're trying to peer into your very being, assessing your strengths and weaknesses. Eye contact is a powerful social cue, and it can be used to both intimidate and diffuse a situation. In many cultures, maintaining eye contact is seen as a sign of confidence and honesty. However, in the context of aggression, it can take on a more sinister role. A direct, unblinking stare can be a way to assert dominance, to challenge the other person, and to communicate a readiness for confrontation. An aggressor may try to intimidate their target with a hard, unwavering stare, often referred to as the 1,000-yard stare. This type of gaze is not just about looking, it's about penetrating the other person's defenses, making them feel vulnerable and exposed. The 1,000-yard stare is often associated with soldiers and individuals who have experienced extreme stress or trauma. But in martial arts, it can be a tool of psychological warfare. This type of eye contact is meant to be unsettling, a way of asserting dominance and control. It's a non-verbal way of saying, "I'm in charge here and you should be afraid." The intensity of the stare can make the recipient feel as though they are being scrutinized, judged, and found wanting. It's a tactic used to unnerve and destabilize the other person, making them more likely to back down or make a mistake. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact can also be a sign of danger. While it might seem like a submissive gesture, it can indicate that the person is planning something. They might be trying to hide their true intentions, or they could be looking for an opportunity to strike when you least expect it. Avoiding eye contact can also be a way to gather information without revealing too much about oneself. Someone who is looking around nervously as if planning an escape route may be preparing to strike or call for backup. This kind of behavior can be a red flag that the person is feeling cornered or desperate, and they might resort to aggressive actions to get out of the situation. It's important to be aware of these non-verbal cues, as they can provide critical insights into what might happen next in a confrontation. While it's important to be able to read the signs of aggression, it's equally important to know how to de-escalate a potentially violent situation. The goal is to avoid a fight altogether, not to win one that didn't need to happen. Maintaining a calm and assertive demeanor is crucial. Avoid appearing afraid or confrontational. Speak slowly and clearly, and keep your hands visible. Verbal de-escalation techniques can also be highly effective. Try to reason with the aggressor, acknowledge their feelings, and apologize if necessary, even if you don't believe you've done anything wrong. Sometimes the best way to win a fight is to avoid it altogether. There is no shame in walking away from a potentially dangerous situation. Remember, your safety is paramount. Ego and pride have no place in a street fight. Don't let yourself be drawn into a confrontation just to prove a point or save face. If you can, remove yourself from the situation entirely. If you're being followed, head for a well-lit and populated area. If you're being harassed, try to attract attention from passers-by. Awareness and anticipation are your greatest allies in a dangerous situation. By constantly scanning your surroundings and mentally rehearsing potential scenarios, you can significantly reduce your vulnerability to attack. This means being aware of potential escape routes, identifying possible weapons in your environment, and mentally preparing yourself for the possibility of violence. It's not about living in fear, but about being prepared. Just as a chess player thinks several moves ahead, you should be thinking about potential threats and how you would respond. If a physical confrontation is unavoidable, your primary goal is to survive. Forget everything you've seen in movies. There are no stylish moves or guaranteed outcomes in a real fight. Strike quickly and decisively, targeting vulnerable areas like the eyes, throat, and groin. Use any objects within reach as improvised weapons. Once you have an opportunity, disengage and get to safety. Remember, the goal is not to win the fight, but to survive it. Call the police as soon as possible and seek medical attention, even if you think your injuries are minor.